This is actually quite serious, and I've mentioned this in several videos before, and a lot of people talk about it. It's nothing new. In fact, a very popular author that I like so much called Yuval Harari predicted this was going to happen. Go read Homo Deus, then you realize what's actually happening at the moment. So, we are in the age of Aquarius, or the information age, or whatever it is that you want to name it, whoever you are. And what that means, guys, is that the person is starting to take control of everything. The person is becoming sovereign. And as such, there's been less and less need for the city-state, which means less and less need for governments. And people are becoming location independence as a result of financial independence. All of these things are playing out one after the other, and they're ending up with city-states that are being threatened by the prospect of their citizens becoming free. And governments can only run by virtue of charging their citizenry taxes. So if they can't tax you, then they don't have any money. If they don't have any money, then they can't run their military industrial complex, which is one of the mechanisms that they use to keep you trapped in the prison that is called the city-state. And that's exactly what's happening in the UK. Because of all the, government overreach. It's not just the UK, this is happening globally, by the way. Government overreach, overtaxation, etc. People of means, people who have become financially independent, are starting to pretty much make their way out of the country, for many reasons. It's not just for greener pastures when it comes to taxes, but, just for a better life. A lot of people don't think that the UK is value for money anymore. So they have the means to move, they move. We've lost a lot of ultra billionaires in the last couple of years, or in fact in the last 10 years, in the last decade. The UK has been bleeding billionaires, out to more favorable parts of the world, perhaps financially more favorable, tax-wise, and just a better life, really, like better weather, what have you. And I think now with crypto, it's become even more dangerous from the point of view of the governments to, that their citizens are able to do this. Now, in the past, only the ultra rich, the extreme top 1% to 2% were able to do this flawlessly. And even though they took a lot of money with them and their ideas, at least there were few of them. But now with, crypto and the likes, I could do this. You could do this. And the moderately rich people, the multimillionaires, are definitely doing it as we speak. So very popular places to go would be Dubai, Portugal, some places in the Caribbean. And people are doing it, they're moving to those places. And they're moving with their wealth and their ideas. And what's happening now is there's a drain in the taxed pot, or in the taxable income in the country. So the government is doing something about it. And as predicted by Harari in his book Homo Deus, there are many, many steps that the government would go about to deal with this problem. They would start with, legalization, financial incentives, and then they go with financial tax, then taxation tax. And in the very end, which hasn't happened yet, but it is definitely on the cards if things continue in this trajectory, actual restraint, actual physical restraint using the military apparatus of the country. So now they have proposed this exit tax thing in the UK. And exit taxes are not that uncommon. They have them in Germany and some other countries, and to an extent in the United States already. But what this does that really scares the heck out of a lot of people, including myself, is that the exit tax is taxable on unrealized income, unrealized gains. What does this mean? Well, you have a bunch of Bitcoin, say for instance, and you've been hodling for 8 years and you haven't sold a single pinch. The way it is now, you haven't sold, you don't owe anybody any taxes. But now you've achieved financial freedom and you want a little bit of location independence. So, you're thinking Cayman Islands is looking nice. You want to move to Zanzibar, or you just want out of this country because you don't agree with, I don't know, maybe the political views of the leaders, or you want a better place for your children to grow up, or you just want some better weather, or what have you, whatever reason. The reason doesn't really matter. It's your money, it's your body. If there's a country that's willing to offer you citizenship for $250 million or however much money, then it's your money. Oh, but is it? Well, guess what? That Bitcoin that you have stashed up that you haven't sold is now liable for tax. Yep. So under this new scheme, you will pay tax on that unrealized gains in addition to all the other taxes of all your other income. You pay tax on your house that you haven't sold. You pay tax on this, tax on that. All your assets, whether they be savings, capitals. Obviously, it's still to be ironed out and there's some nuances. But it's a very scary proposition, taxing unrealized gains. Man, the effect of all that is this: to keep you in the country, because this creates a kind of tax gate, tax prison, to keep you enclosed within this city state and make sure that you can never escape, at least not without giving up all of that financial freedom. Talking of which, someone just got busted by the police right as I was speaking. I wonder if you heard that. Wow, he's getting arrested for sure. Let me just get past this before I get included. Anyway, so the whole idea of this is to get you encaged in this sort of financial prison that the government is creating for us. So obviously, this doesn't really bother or affect the poor or the average citizen that isn't looking to escape anyway, even though they have their own tax issues coming too, as all these thresholds that we used to enjoy keep getting reduced. But in the end, it kind of signifies what's coming for Europe at large, because what usually happens in Germany and the UK or what have you, usually happens in Europe. In Europe is a little bit more complicated because obviously they have several city-states within the Union with freedom of movement and etc. So you could, move from Poland to Portugal or Spain. So people are moving within those boundaries without any, or very minimal restrictions. But since the UK has left the EU, we're now subject to more rules and regulations and restrictions in Europe, right? So this is terrible news, by the way, because this is going to affect XRP. Now, say I, for one, I've been stashing up XRP for quite a while, and if I haven't sold any of it, I've accrued all these gains, and then I decide to up and go to Portugal or the Gambia or Nigeria or something like that, then I'll be subject to an exit tax. Terrible days ahead. By the way, this is why I believe that Zcash or Zcash or whatever you want to call it, the privacy token, has suddenly seen a massive interest and a big pump lately, because maybe not just the UK, but a lot of these billionaires maybe have been pre-advised by their advisors or whatever. And everyone is moving their stuff into some privacy coin before these laws get enacted. I expect Monero to make a move as well, which is why I've actually bought a little bit of Monero and Zcash in the last day. Not because I want to be anonymous, but because I believe that the price is going to go up. And when it does go up, I'm going to go ahead and sell. It's too late for people like me to be anonymous, to be honest, because, I talk about my crypto all the time. And of course, I've been fully KYC'd, and everybody knows what I have. At least HMRC, they own my business, they own my case. I've been paying taxes the whole time, so they know me well. I'm a familiar face at the with the government, etc. So that is what it is. But for you billionaires out there, maybe there's still a chance for you guys. So not financial advice. I'll see you in the next one. Not tax advice, not legal advice. Please don't sue me. And of course, I might be wrong on half of the things I've just said. I'm not an expert when it comes to financial and tax issues. Just a YouTuber with a smartphone and a brand new device. Oh, you guys that are talking about the device, this wireless device, I think it's actually quite good. I'm right next to a major road, and I think the audio isn't going. I listened to some of the audio already, and it's not too bad. At times you get those very loud cars, which I think should be banned, by the way. You know, there's no need for that kind of loudness in the middle of the night when people are trying to sleep. But I digress. This device, I will leave the link in the description if you guys want to buy it as content creators. Affiliate link. Also, if you want to read Homo Deus for free or listen to the audiobook, I've included a link that would get you a free audiobook from Audible or whatever in the description. So again, not financial advice, not tax advice, not legal advice, no nothing. Take care.